Hi guys and welcome to today's video post. Now it might seem a little bit downbeat, but I was on the plane coming home today and I'm a pretty impulsive sort of guy, and I said to myself, right, bang, I'm going to move to Silicon Valley or London to further my business. I thought this was absolutely essential for a couple of reasons. Yesterday my flight was cancelled in Dublin Airport and I had to spend 3 hours there unexpectedly. I could not hook up to Wi-Fi internet access at Dublin International Airport. I think that is absolutely criminal. We've got some huge companies here like Google, Facebook, etc. Can you imagine if their CTO or some of their important employees were in Dublin Airport and they couldn't get Wi-Fi access? So that's what started me thinking. I got to London, jumped on a train straight into the centre of town, went to a conference, perfect Wi-Fi. Went to my hotel, perfect Wi-Fi. Something else is Dublin Airport is about 6-7 miles from the centre of town. There's no rail connection, there's no metro. You can either jump on a bus or a taxi, which is such an outdated way of getting to an airport. Really, really annoyed me. So that got the whole sort of ball rolling, and it got me to thinking. People like Patrick Collison, who is 18 years old, set up a company that sold for 5 million with his brother John, and he's now moved to Vancouver. He's working over there. All the best Irish people always seem to go abroad, and there's probably a reason for that. It's because we're such a tiny little fish in a massive pond, and I think we need to change that mentality. Like, we want to grow and make this country fantastic, just as you grow a business. And what got me really excited about going over there was I made connections beyond belief in 24 hours. I was just 3 or 4 people that I met can connect me to so many more people that would never happen in Ireland. The thought process was, I was on the plane and 20 minutes I was thinking about this, and at one stage during the process, and like I said, I'm impulsive, I would do this like no problem whatsoever. I was going to move to Silicon Valley. So that's what I was going to do. I talked myself out of it, and the only reason I talked myself out of it is because I love Ireland so much. It's an amazing country, and I firmly believe myself that I'm going to build 4 or 5 very important tech companies over the course of my lifetime. And I took myself out of it for the reason that I think it's probably more important. I always think to myself, what would I do if I'm lying on my deathbed at 70, if I get to 70, and what would I like to have achieved? Building 4 or 5 companies I don't think is very hard. I think I'll achieve that. That might sound big-headed, but I really do think I'll achieve that. What would be more important is bringing the whole level of what we do here in Ireland up to an international standard. All the sort of important thought shapers, really important people have to stay in this country. It's such a cool place to work, and to do that we need to be able to connect. Like, something else that got me thinking, sorry this is like complete and utter rant, but I was looking at some politics stuff, and in the UK you can go onto YouTube, you can upload a video, a question to Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown will then answer your question. You're not always going to get answered, but that's how it works. In Ireland, from what I've read, politicians don't even know what a fucking blog is. So we're light years behind. Yes, we've got companies like Google and Facebook and really cool innovative companies here, but don't kid yourself, those guys in Google are down there checking the text on AdWords. They're not really doing anything innovative. So my sort of thought process is, I'm going to stay here and build iFoods Look and Taste into a really big successful company, but I'd really like to change the way that we're perceived over here. Another thing is TechCrunch in the UK. This really got me thinking. Never ever ever writes about Irish startups, and why is that? It's because we don't get out there and sell ourselves well enough. We're so happy in our little community buzzing off each other, but there's 4 million people in Ireland. That's nothing. You can jump on an airplane, go over to the UK and meet the people who are really important over there, and who can introduce you to 1,000 new people, and it's the cost of €100 flight on Aer Lingus. That's what you've got to do. So once again, sorry for the rant. I'm not going to move to Silicon Valley, but it's something that I thought about really, really seriously today, and I think we need to all work into making Ireland a much better country. That's my thoughts for today. Cheers.